The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. To me, I've already done this once, but I forgot to hit the live button on YouTube itself. Hi there, my name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the All-Star Game for 1988. We are indeed live at Riverfront Stadium between the American League and the National League on a warm, steamy Tuesday night. No, it's actually May 15th, Wednesday night in 2024. We go back to Tuesday, July 12th, 1988, a warm, steamy night in Cincinnati between these two teams. And let's face it, it's been a heck of a first half. And those who are, how you doing, Pesky Paul? Yep, well, thanks for watching. I did this open already once. So it will be the American League All-Stars, and they will have Alan Anderson on the mound from the Minnesota Twins, who's got the best record in the American League, 10-1 with a 2.05 ERA. We are playing with a DH. We're not watching pinch hitter palooza for the pitchers. Tom Browning, the hometown hero, gets a start for the National League. He is 10-6 with a 2.99 ERA, and I can already guarantee you that Tony Pena is going to play the entire game for the National League because he is the only catcher selected. So 28 selected by both teams. We'll do what we can to get everyone in as much as possible, but it's an all-star game, and we want you to enjoy it. And so that's that for that. It's the all-star game from Cincinnati. Enjoy your funky chili. Next. Huddle pool is what I was thinking as Retro Sports Network presents the 1988 Major League Baseball All-Star Game replay tonight from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is the stars of the National League and the stars of the American League. And tonight's game is made possible because of DigitalToDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. It's a good thing I hadn't started the game. The pride of Lemoyne College, Pesky Paul's alma mater. There are actually 3 Reds in the starting lineup for the National League. Kirby Puckett on a 14-game hitting streak. Cal Daniels on a 10-game hitting streak. Cal is the DH. So, play ball indeed. Let's meet the American League All-Stars, or at least the starters. It'll be Paul Molitor from the Milwaukee Brewers. He will lead off and be your DH. You can play the organ as Shotzi marches around the field. Batting second from the Boston Red Sox, Wade Boggs. He will play third base. And right field from the Oakland Athletics, Jose Canseco. He'll go third. Kent Herbeck, who has done a lot of DHing for the Minnesota Twins, is at first. He'll clean up. Mike Greenwell, the Gator in left field, will bat fifth. He's at 15 home runs already. Yeah, I was glad I didn't have to do all the slides. It's all on these cards. Pete bet it over and under 2.5 Reds. He's the first base coach. Matt Noakes of the Tigers will bat sixth behind the plate. Kirby Puckett from the first place Minnesota Twins. How you doing, Al? In center field, he'll bat seventh. Cal Ripken from the lowly Baltimore Orioles will bat eighth at short. And Jim Gantner, having a career year for the Milwaukee Brewers, will play second and bat ninth. And don't worry about how long Tom Browning will go in this one. He'll go probably 6 outs or so. The National League defense will set up like this. Kirk Gibson, a 5 and a 3 out there in left field, a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Brett Butler from the San Francisco Giants, an 8 and a 2 in center. Darryl Strawberry from the Mets, 24 first-half home runs, is a 6 and a 7 out there and right. As we said, there's only one catcher on the NL roster. It's Tony Pena, and he's behind the plate. He is a 9 with a 9 arm. How you doing, Swedish Jeff? Bobby Bonilla from the Pittsburgh Pirates at third. He's a 6. Barry Larkin at short is a 7. Robbie Thompson from the Giants is a 7 at second. And the big cat, Andres Galarraga, at first. I'm sure the lone Expo representative, he is a 7. The American League bench, as it will come through in the game, the players you didn't see listed, George Brett of the Kansas City Royals. Ernie Witt will get some time behind the plate from the Toronto Blue Jays. Joe Carter from the Cleveland Indians should see some time. Julio Franco from the Cleveland Indians, second baseman. Gary Gaetti from, there's a lot of good third basemen in the American League. Gary Gaetti from the Twins. Pete Incaviglia from the Texas Rangers. Dave Winfield from the New York Yankees, the lone Yankee batter. Robin Yount from the Milwaukee Brewers. And Tony Fernandez of the Toronto Blue Jays. Quickly, the National League bench. Barry Bonds in left from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Will the Thrill Clark can play first from the San Francisco Giants. Andy Van Slyke from the Pittsburgh Pirates. It'll be Eric Davis, another Cincinnati Red, is also on the bench. Andre Dawson of the Cubs. Jose Lean of the Pirates. Howard Johnson of the Mets. And Ozzie Smith, who would have started this game, but we are in Cincinnati. And so Barry Larkin gets the call. So with all that, let's go. Paul Molitor stepping in at 354 on the regular season. 6 homers and 37 RBI. So, yeah, Julio Franco's going to play for a while. And so glad to have you along on a warm night here in Cincinnati. Browning with 18 gazillion flashbulbs going off starts the ball game with a fly ball to right. Strawberries over there will make the catch, and that's how this one starts. Here's Wade Boggs hitting .340, 5 triples, and 49 RBI. Pitch to Boggs. Struck him out. So Browning gets a snort, a 2-2 fastball. Never gave you Browning specifics. What kind of an announcer am I? He's 28. Throws the fastball at 85, an extreme fly ball pitcher. 10-6 on the replay, 18 starts. His real life starts in the replay won't come up here. 136 innings, 101 hits, 18 homers. He's walked 30 and struck out 79. Al is playing the 1919 Black Sox versus the 1919 Red Sox. And Margot is not happy with that ump. No. Eddie Ballgame, how are you? So here we go. Here's Canseco, Dave Gardner, watching baseball just to see Jose Canseco at 297. 21 homers and 71 RBI. Browning deals. Canseco rips this one to left, and it's long gone into the upper deck. And the only one cheering is Dave Gardner. Canseco crushes one to make a 1-0 American League. Here it is again. Browning left it out well over the plate. And Canseco doing tonight what he won't do in 1990, which is smash one out of here. Goodness gracious, what a shot that was. Pete Rose likes that 1919 White Sox team. Yep. 458 feet. That's up there in the Skydome Hotel territory, isn't it? So the crowd oohs and ahs as Kent Herbeck steps to the plate. 333, 15 homers, and 63 RBI. Gardner giving me a told you so. Canseco with that natural power of his. That's funny. Pitch to Herbeck. Kenny hits a ground ball right side. Strawberry will pick it up. Robbie Thompson makes a poor play. That one dented the camera. So 2 hits for the American League off of Browning. Here's Greenwell, the Gator at 342, 15 homers and 69 RBI. Mike never got the credit for being such a good ball player. Pitch to the Gator. Into right center field, and that's gone. How about that? So Mike Greenwell, a 2-run shot that is crushed. And it's 3-0 American League. My goodness. Here it is again. I don't think Browning ate his Wheaties before the ball game. That's off the luxury boxes out there above where the Bengals just beat the Patriots on Dave Gardner's channel. My word. So that'll bring up Matt Noakes. 311, 11 homers, and 38 RBI. The real 88 MVP. Yeah, Greenwell. So 3-0 after the first two are out. Here's Noakes. That's hit hard into right center field. Back goes Strawberry, and it's 4-0 American League. Well, the 16-year-old in me is happier than a pig in poo. And for Browning, who gave up 18 homers in the first half of the year. Yep, the 82 All-Star game. So Greenwell and Noakes go back to back. My word. So the National League better hope they like their Hines and their Hunts, because they got a lot of catching up to do. So 2 out for Puckett, hitting .368. 11 homers and 60 RBI. This will be Browning's only inning. And that's hit into center field. Butler moving over, and that'll do it. But my goodness, 4 runs on 4 hits and no errors. And after half an inning, it's the American League 4, the National League nothing. Yeah. Well, the real game was what, 2-1 or something like that? It wasn't very big. Let's tell you about Alan Anderson. Alan, 24 years old, fastball at 85 and a ground ball pitcher. 10-1 on the replay so far. Yeah, Alan, a pace to win 36-0. Let's hope so. In 15 starts, he's got an earned run average of 205. 114 innings, 77 hits, 10 homers. He's walked 27 and struck out 59. Baltimore and KC in Swedish Chef table right now. Here's the National League lineup, and again, they got some work to do. Brett Butler will lead off in center for the Giants. Cal Daniels, the hometown DH, will bat second. Those rookie cards might be worth something after all. Darryl Strawberry will hit third in right field. Kirk Gibson in left cleans up from the Dodgers. Bobby Bonilla at third will bat fifth from Pittsburgh. Andres Galarraga at first will bat sixth from the Montreal Expos. Robbie Thompson at second from the Giants will bat seventh. Hometown boy Barry Larkin at short will bat eighth. And Tony Pena, as we said, playing the whole game behind the plate, will bat ninth. Anderson about one time through. Gibson looks like he's limping. You know, the crazy thing is that if the Dodgers make the World Series, he's playing the whole thing. Here's a defense for the American League. In the outfield, Mike Greenwell is a 5 and a 3 in left. Kirby Puckett, a 10 and an 8 in center. Jose Canseco, a 6 and a 9 in right field. This was Andrew's, by the way, 24th birthday. I actually was up in a dorm at UVM up on the hill, not realizing I'd live in town on this date, watching it on a little black and white portable television. That's where I was, July 12th, 1988. Matt Noakes behind the plate. He's a 4 and a 4. Wade Boggs is a 7 at third. Cal Ripken a 7 at short. Jim Gantner a 7 at 6 at second. And Kent Herbeck a 3 at first. Brett Butler at 254, 9 triples, which got him the All-Star bid, and 33 RBI. Anderson staked to a 4-run lead, starts off his night. A slow ground ball to Gantner over to Herbeck, and that's 1 out. Was that Al Cervi basketball camp Pesky Pole was on July 12, 1988. Here's Cal Daniels hitting .299, 13 homers and 53 RBI. Anderson deals, and that's a base hit into left. Greenwell will pick it up. We play on the plastic here in Cincinnati, and in fact, Shotzi the dog left a few presents for the grounds crew to pick up out there. Should smell nice and toasty on this 86-degree night. Here's Darryl Strawberry hitting .275, 24 homers, and 63 RBI. Again, we'd like to get Anderson through the lineup once. Strawberry grounds this one to right. Canseco will pick it up, and this one does not appear to be a pitcher's duel. And so here comes Gibson. Gibby at .315, 18 homers, and 58 RBI. 1 out here in the first. A lot of butterflies. You'd expect it Browning pitching in his own ballpark. But Anderson, you never really heard from him after, 1990 or 91. But at 10-1 with an earned run average of around 2, clearly deserved the start for the American League. Pitch to Gibby. There's a slow chopper to Herbeck. Kent takes it to the bag himself, and there are 2 outs. So Daniels moves to third. Strawberry on second for Bobby Bonilla, who's cashing checks from 9,000 different teams. For the Pirates, hitting .274, 19 homers, and 68 RBI. So 2 out. Anderson delivers, and Bonilla hits this one to Puckett in center field. Kirby tracks it down, and the National League go down. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 1, we're going to go with, See, the one thing I don't like about this is it gives you the real numbers. Yeah, it was an ABC game. Going to go with Tim Leary. So Leary made 17 starts so far. He is 10-5 with a 2.09 ERA. 30 years old, fastball at 89, and a ground ball pitcher. 129 and a third innings, 100 hits, 4 homers, 29 walks, and 90 strikeouts. And what we'll do for the position players, we try to give everybody half a game. But the pitchers will try to work in. And I meant to go with Dwight, and Dwight Gooden will be next. So Leary will go an inning. And then we'll go with Gooden. Cal at 245, 14 homers and 41 RBI. Al Michaels and Jim Palmer, Tim McCarver. And pitchers with more than 1 inning. But Browning got hammered in the first. And we will try to save some pitchers just in case the game goes extra. McCarver was really good on ABC. And with Kiner on Channel 9, WOR. Pitch to Ripken. Fly ball left field. Gibson in the corner. And somebody from Louisville made that catch. A ball and 2 strikes. The Cal, 4-0 American League. Home runs from Canseco, Greenwell, and Matt Noakes. Popped up Larkin. That's a rainmaker on this warm night. 1 out for Gantner. Jim at .330. 19 doubles, a homer, and 33 RBI. I remember the summer of '88 here in Burlington was brutally hot. We had, I think, 30 straight days of 80 degrees. And I was in a dorm that did not have air conditioning. Yeah, Jim Palmer, underrated announcer, pitched to Gantner. There's a ground ball past Galarraga into right field, and that's a base hit. So that's the 5th hit. Someone finally commented that I sounded like Al Michaels. Because I think I sound more like Al Michaels than Vin Scully. Because Al Michaels does a pretty good Vin Scully impression. Just comes natural. Molitor 0 for 1. So with 1 out here in the second, the American League are up for a second time. Pitch from Leary. Into right center. Butler running in. Rides a Schwinn. Makes the catch. And Gantner's got his scamper back. So here's Wade Boggs. He struck out before Tom Browning had the world kind of come crashing around him. Leary delivers. And Boggs hits this one in the left center field for a base hit. So the American League is playing T-ball out there. Is Gantner going to go to third? Gibson does not have a great arm, and Gantner takes the extra base. So with 2 out here in the second, the American League has 6 hits. One of them belonging to Canseco. Yeah, Palmer does not age at all. He goes to a really good hairdresser, I think. But you're right. He does not look 75. Canseco homered into the upper deck and left field. See if Gardner's still here. So runners on the corners, 2 out. Leary deals. Popped up left side. Gibson, will that stay in play? Kirk reaches and parts the seas to make the catch. So the American Leaguers will strand 2 on 2 hits. No runs, no errors. And after an inning and a half here in the All-Star game, it's the American League 4, the National League 2. So it'll be Galarraga, Thompson, and Larkin 6, 7, and 8 to face Anderson. How you doing, Glenn? Things are going great. Hope you are too. Galarraga, the lone expo, hitting .304, 16 homers, and 51 RBI. Into left, Greenwell makes the catch. Came in, reached in, made the catch. 1 out for Robbie Thompson, hitting .279, 6 homers, and 27 RBI. Dave Gardner is like Canseco. He lives in the weight room only. Or lately. Dave is doing a great job trying to rehab his shoulders and stuff. Pitch to Thompson. Struck him out, so Anderson is settled in. So we're going to skip these first batches of ads, but the next one we'll just take the break with the live connection on YouTube. Barry Larkin hitting .284, 7 homers, and 30 RBI. That's nice. It actually tells me when they're going to do the ads. So the next time it pops up, I will let the break run. Pitch to Larkin. Fly ball, left center field. Puckett will make the catch, and that'll do. So Anderson's done. No, actually, no, Anderson's done. He's pitched his 2 innings. How about that? No runs, no hits, no errors. That's it for Timmy Leary. And after 2, it is 4-0 American League. So Dwight Gooden will get his inning. Gooden 24. If this wasn't in Cincinnati, he would have started. 13-4 the first half of the year. 2.36 ERA. Fastball at 94 and a ground ball plus pitcher. He's made 19 starts on the year. 148 2/3, 136 innings, or hits, 2 homers allowed, which is fantastic. 36 walks and 112 RBI. Tribe fan on this day in 1981, Lenny Barker threw a perfect game, even if it was against the Blue Jays. Oh, it was Joe Tate's birthday? I didn't realize that. And Danny Ainge was on the Jays. '80s baseball is pretty awesome. Herbeck singled his first time up and would score on the Greenwell homer. In their left or right center, Butler coming in, makes the catch, 1 out. For Mike Greenwell, who hit that monster homer off the boxes in right center field. And Greenwell draws the walk. So a full count curve missed. Gooden has such control in this era. Here's Noakes. He homered back-to-back. The American League has 3 homers in this game already, with 1 out in the third. Noakes in the center. Butler will make the catch for the out, and Greenwell goes back. I remember when Gooden broke through in '84, and the All-Star game was in San Francisco. You missed the Noakes homer, Glenn. That Gooden came in, and that pretty much was the first time the country had seen him, and he did quite well on a windy night in San Francisco. Here's Kirby. He's 0 for 1. When the season starts, he has a 14-game hitting streak, and he punches this one into left center, and Greenwell's going to go to third, and the National League is not prepared. 2 out for Cal, who's 0 for 1. So runners on the corners and 2 out. And Ripken, again, as we said, is 0 for 1. Pitch to Cal. Struck him out. So Gooden got him on a 1-2 curve for his inning. So we go to the third inning. No runs, a hit, and 2 left on. American League 4. National League, nothing. So Anderson is done. Who we bringing in? We'll bring in Dave Steeb. So Steeb, 11-2 with a 2.72 ERA, 18 starts, 31 years old, fastball at 90 and a ground ball pitcher. And yep, he did for us what he did in real life. He took a no-hitter in the ninth and couldn't hold on to it. Tony Pena at 266, 9 homers and 39 RBI. Yeah, Steve was highly underrated. Yep, Pesky Pole says his favorite All-Star game memory was in 1989. Bo and Wade Boggs back-to-back with President Reagan in the booth. I remember that. It was, Bo's homer was well out in the football seats, and what was Scully's line? This Vincent Edward tips his hat to that Vincent Edward. Yep. It's amazing what sticks with you. Don't ask me what I had for breakfast. Pitch to Pena is a ground ball to Cal on the pit over to Herbeck for the out. It'd be hard to get everybody in here. The computer, by the way, picks all these players, not me. Brett Butler 0 for 1. National League has had 2 hits, Daniels and Strawberry, and not able to do anything with it. And Butler draws the walk. So the NL trying to make some noise here in the third. 3-1 fastball missed low and away. You saw Bo take batting practice at Fenway. Oh my goodness, I bet that was a show. Here's Cal Daniels. Cal singled in the first. That's right, Glenn. One of your early memories was Parker with a gun in 79. Was it Baylor or Rice? That cannon in Seattle. See what Steve does with Butler. He throws to first, and Brett is back and will not steal. The sound was just different. I bet you've heard me talk about watching Ken Griffey Jr. take batting practice. Actually, about this time, July of '88. The Mariners were, AA team was here in town, and Griffey just put on a show. Pitch to Cal. Ground ball off the mound. Ripken to Gantner for 1 and over to Herbeck for 2. That one hit the back of the mound and right in the waiting glove of Cal Ripken Jr. And that is that for that. The National League are done on the double play. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And after 3, it's still 4-0 American League. The plan was to give Gooden 2, so we'll give Gooden his second inning. Buck O'Neill told the story in Ken Burns Baseball that he had only heard the sound of the ball coming off of Bo's bat 3 times in his life. Oh, then Pesky watched Roger strike him out 3 times. I think my favorite All-Star memory, of course, is 99, when Ted Williams came out in the golf cart, and just the adoration from some of the players that are on this field. Jim Gantner's single, by the way, is first time up. That is up the middle for a base hit. That's the 8th hit for the American League. So here's Molitor, 3rd time through the lineup. Paul is 0 for 2. That's a ground ball left side. Gibson will pick it up. And the American League is running away with us. Gantner's trying for 3rd. The throw down to 3rd is, did they get him? Did they get Molitor? They didn't get anybody. So 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. 99 was great. Swedish Jeff says his favorite All-Star memory was 87 in Oakland. Squirrels into I think it was the 13th, and Tim Raines drove in the only 2 runs. Elise Smith had to bat. They were out of batters. And Teddy, of course Pesky Pole remembers this, Teddy thought that Nomar was a carbon copy of Joey D when it came to hitting. We'll give Gooden 1 more base runner. Here's Boggs, 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out. 2nd and 3rd, ground ball to 3rd. Bonilla, I think the runners are going to hold. Snap throw to 1st. Boggs is retired. And it's still 4-0. Here's Canseco. Canseco homered in the 1st. And the American League put on 4. He's 1 for 2. To 3rd again, Bonilla will take the sure out at 1st. Everyone else will move up 90. Canseco will drive in the run. Gantner scores. And it's 5-0. American League with 2 out in the 4th. And certainly he did. Pedro struck out some Hall of Famers. Here's Herbeck. Kent 1 for 2. A single and a run scored. And that's a ground ball right side. Molitor's going to score. This one's a blowout. It's 6-0. How many relievers do I have? I have 3. So we'll give Jim Gott his due. Gott from the Pirates, 29 years old. Fastball at 94 and a standard pitcher. 3 and 4, a 3.45 ERA. He's only in here because the NL has 3 closers. He has saved 24 or 26. So Herbeck on first, 2 out for Greenwell. Could have done some matchup. I miss the uniforms too. That's a different audience they're shooting for now. I'd love to see, to be honest, USA versus the world in an all-star game now. Greenwell crushed a home run in the 1st. Gott's pitch to Greenwell. Ground ball to Thompson. Robbie goes to Galarraga, and that will do it. Let's see. Let me think about what I want to do with Steve, as we'll go old-fashioned to show you some standings. So here's how we sit at the break. And if YouTube wants to run an ad now, I would be happy to let them do it. In the National League East, we figured it would be the Mets, and it is. They lead by 7.5. They're 29-15 at Shea. That'll do it. The Dodgers have a half-game lead on the Reds, 6 on San Diego. Really, that is anybody's ball game. The Reds are under 500 on the road. Remember, they had those 2 games at Shea, which they blew. They're 13-17 in one-run games. All right, thanks, Glenn. Enjoy the rest of your night. So the Dodgers favored probably to win it still, but the Reds are right there. In the East, it's anybody's game in the top 5. The Red Sox, they've won 4 straight coming into the break, and that probably would have saved John McNamara's job. And if Al's still watching, I can hear the boos and hisses from there. Toronto, a game and a half back. Milwaukee, 3 back. They were 4 up. The Brewers and the Red Sox come out of the break and play a 5-game series. You'll see a substantial part of that coming up. The Red Sox, by the way, 25-14 at home. Don't count out the Yankees. Don't count out the Tigers. And the surprise of the year, the Minnesota Twins have the best record in all of baseball at 56-29. They are 6 games up on Kansas City and 8.5 on top of Oakland, who's only playing .500 ball in the American League East or West. And that, when you're 8.5 back, you're going to need help. I think if the Pirates and the A's are to make some noise, the Mets and the Twins have got to cool down. How you doing, Larry? Nice to have you along. We will. That was Steve's inning. So let's bring in Clemens. There's only one reliever for the American League, and that's Lee Smith. So Roger Clemens, 11-5. You're still here, okay. 11-5, 20 starts, a 3.21 ERA. 26 throws a splitter at 94 and a ground ball pitcher. Yeah, you'd agree that if the Red Sox were still in first at this point, they wouldn't have fired McNamara. Clemens in the first half of the year, 162 2/3, 136 hits, 13 homers allowed. He's walked 37 and struck out 179. So Strawberry, Gibson, and Bonilla here. And then we'll start worrying about yanking some hitters. Pitch to Strawberry. Struck him out. You can hear Roger go, Darryl, Darryl. A 1-2 fastball on the outside. Got him. So 1 out for Gibby, who's 0 for 1. National League has been held to 2 hits. Fly ball, right center field. Back goes Canseco, and it's a 6-1 game. Kirk Gibson is homered off of Roger Clemens. And the NL is on the board. How you doing, JC Sports Replays? So here it is again. Ball is flying out of here. Yeah, they should have fired McNamara in 86. I agree, Eddie. I agree 100%. So the NL finally gets on the board, but it's still a 6-run ball game or 6-1 ball game. Bonilla 0 for 1. He strikes out, gets away from Noakes, throws down to Herbeck, and got him. So a 1-2 fastball that Noakes couldn't handle. And 2 out for Galarraga. Yep, JC Sports Replays, new streamer on the YouTubes, and doing a very good job. Here's Galarraga, 0 for 1. Struck him out, so Clemens worked around the homer and struck out the side as Galarraga chases a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. National League gets a run on a hit, and that's it. After 4, it's 6-1 AL. So Gott did what he was supposed to do. We're going to go with Danny Jackson here in the 5th. Danny, 11-2. Been a fun game so far. A 1.67 ERA for Danny. 17 starts, 8 finished. He's 26 over from the Royals. Fastball at 88. And a standard pitcher. So we'll start with the subs the next time through. Noakes homered in the 1st as we start the 5th, 6-1 American League. Into right center, Butler. 1 out. And Brett made a diving stop. Get some rug burn on this warm night. Cooling off a bit here. People enjoying themselves. 82 degrees. What little breeze blowing in from left at 5. Here's Kirby Puckett, 1 for 2. Jackson deals. Base hit left field. The 11th hit for the American League. Here's Cal. Cal is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So I take it, right? Gets away from Pena, and Puckett moves up 90 on the wild pitch. 2-1 was in the dirt. Curveball missed everywhere. So a 3-1 count to Ripken. Struck him out. So Jackson worked from a 3-1 hole to get him to look on a full count fastball. 2 out for Gantner. Jim has singled twice and scored. Puckett on second. 6-1 American League. Ground ball to Larkin. Barry throws to Galarraga. Yeah, Noakes earned it. Halfway home through this all-star game. American League 6. National League 1. And if YouTube wants to throw some ads on, now would be the time. So here's how we got here. American League, it was Tom Browning versus Alan Anderson. And the American Leaguers put a 4 spot on the Browning in the 1st. Jose Canseco just absolutely hammered one in the upper deck in left field for his 22nd of the year. That'd be one they would show forever if that really happened. He smashed it. Then Mike Greenwell, a 2-run shot to right center to make it 3-0. And then Matt Noakes hit a homer to make it 4-0. We'll ignore the hitting streaks. Cal Daniels and Kirby Puckett are playing well. In the 4th, the American League tacked on 2 more. Paul Molitor with a single. Now he's, again hitting well. Canseco, a fielder's choice. He has 2 RBI tonight, 5-0. And then Kent Herbeck with a single to score Paul Molitor to make it 6-0. And a moment ago, Kirk Gibson a homer to make it 6-1. The National League finally on the board. Alan Anderson went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits and a strikeout. Steve walked the man in his inning, and Roger Clemens fanned aside and gave up the homer to Gibson. National League, Tom Browning barely survived the 1st. In fact, he didn't. The 3 homers. Tim Leary came in and got an emergency inning. Dwight Gooden was supposed to pitch 2 innings and didn't quite do it. And then Danny Jackson pitched the 5th. So that's where we stand. And that'll be the night for Clemens. And we want to go with I.D. Jester's favorite pitcher, Mark Gubiza. Gubiza 11-4 with a 2.51 ERA. 10 complete games. and 19 starts. 26 years old, fastball 89, a ground ball pitcher. And we'll let these 3 hitters hit. And then we'll start making some changes. Robbie Thompson struck out his first time up. Popped up Ripken. 1 out. For Larkin, who's 0 for 1. Gubas' pitch. Line to right. Canseco will make the catch. 2 out. So here's Tony Pena, who will catch the entire game. He's 0 for 1. Gubas making it look easy. He deals. And Pena sends this one high and deep to left. Greenwell will make the catch, and that'll do. So after 5, the National League goes down again. And it is 6-1 American League. So Danny Jackson gives way for Oral Hershiser. Hershiser hasn't quite found his real-life stride yet. 10-5, a 2.74 ERA, 18 starts, 30 years old, fastball at 87, and a ground ball pitcher. Let's get some of these defensive replacements in. How you doing, Mike Terranova? So Will Clark will go in at first. Jose Lean goes in at 7, at second. Ozzie Smith at short. And we'll leave Bonilla in. So here's the new National League defense. It's Bonilla at third. Ozzie is at 10. And we're going to take a break in about 50 seconds. Jose Lean at second is a 7. And Will Clark is a 7 at first. Molitor we'll pinch hit for Molitor here. Who are we going to go with? Where have I got an abundance of people? I think we're going to go with Robin Yount. So Yount, 298, 14 homers, and 66 RBI. And Robin Yount's at bat will be right after you see some business with us. Let me know when the ad break ends, okay? I'm going to assume that we can now go. So after all that, the Avs, by the way, have tied their playoff game at 1 at the end of the first period in real life. Yount, 298. He'll be the DH. 14 homers and 66 RBI. So Hershiser didn't like the fact that ABC won an extra minute here. Starts off his with Yount, and that's into center field for a single. And Yount, his fantastic year continues. I'm going to do both teams here in this inning. Boggs, I'm going to pull. I think. Do I have a for Gary Gaetti? Gaetti hitting .327, 22 homers. That leads the American League, by the way, and 74 RBI. Nobody out in the sixth as we start to get the benches in here. Pitch to Gaetti. There's a ground ball to Ozzie. Goes to Lean for one, and over to Clark for two. The Wizard turns a 6-4-3 double play. So 2 out for Dave Winfield of the Yankees. Supposedly, there's an ad break that was put in. I don't know if you saw it live. On Twitch, I can control when the ads go, and I erased one already here on YouTube. So I don't know if you got an ad or whatever. So if someone, in the chat, let me know if you say, hold on, where'd you go? There's an ad. But yeah, Boog Powell and John Madden. Tastes great, less filling, must be in the front row. So, believe it or not, Winfield, the lone Yankee, at .305, 14 homers, and 61 RBI. 2 out, pitch from Hershiser. Winfield sends this one in the left. Gibson comes in and makes the catch. And let's make these defensive switches here. After 5.5, it's 6-1 American League. Everything you always wanted to be here, and less. So Gaetti comes in. Winfield stays in the game. Noakes will come out for Witt. Brett goes in at first. And I'll bring in the other Yankee. John Candelaria will get the 6th. Kind of an upset. Candyman, 35 years old. He was the Pirate Ace in the late 70s, and he's gone after August 25th. He's 10-5 on the year. 16 starts, 35 years old. Fastball at 85. And a fly ball pitcher. 128 and a third, 107 hits, 9 homers allowed. He's walked 19 and struck out 98. So let's pinch hit for Butler. Eric Davis hitting .300, 14 homers and 61 RBI. The Candyman. That would be cool to see that as a bunch of ads on a DVD. So here's the National League lineup as it stands. Eric Davis will stay in the ball game, and Daniel, Strawberry, Gibson, Bonilla. We just haven't changed them yet. Clark batting 6th, Lean batting 7th, Ozzie Smith batting 8th, and Pena batting 9th. The American League defense at the moment: Greenwell and left, Puckett in center, Winfield to 7 and to 7 and right. The infield, the battery now is Candelaria and Witt. Gaetti is a 10 at third. Cal is 7 at short. Gantner's still in the ball game, 6 at second, and George Brett a 5 at first. So Davis pinch hitting. Candyman's pitch. Ground ball to Ripken, and Cal throws to Brett for the out, 1 away. Daniels only got 4 batters left. So Howard Johnson will come in. Ojo at 236. I'm not sure how the hell he's an all-star, but he is. 12 homers and 47 RBI. What is one team that have 10 cards show up and the other one only had? Because you get the pitcher when you show the offense who they're facing. And when you show the defense it's only the 9 players on the field. If that makes sense. There, show the full one. Does that make sense? So Howard Johnson steps to the plate. In the left field, back goes Greenwell. And will make the catch. And there's 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Darryl Strawberry will come out for Andre Dawson. Dawson hitting from the Cubs now, 289, 12 homers, and 49 RBI. Pitch from Candelaria. Struck him out, and that'll do. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th here at Riverfront. It's the American League 6, the National League 1. I want to save Randy Meyer. I want to go with, we're going to save, we'll go with Coney. So Cone, the last National League starter to go, 9-3, a 3.01 ERA, 25 years old, fastball at 94. With the Mets in 107 2/3, 81 hits, 2 homers, walking 41, and striking out 100. So let's reset the lineups for you. Davis will lead off in center. Hojo is a DH. He'll bat second. Andre Dawson in right goes third. Barry Bonds now cleans up for Gibson. Bobby Bonilla stays in the game. He's the only third baseman. Yeah, because I burnt Hojo as a DH. Trust me, Bonilla is a better fielder. Will Clark at first will go 6th. Jose Lean at second, batting 7th. The Wizard, Ozzie Smith at short. And Tony Pena behind the plate as the lone catcher. So Bonds a 6-3 in left. Davis a 10-2 in center. Dawson a 10-6 in right. Brett Greenwell. Well, Greenwell will get pinch hit for, and Witt. So George at 331, 13 homers and 67 RBI. Line drive to Lean, 1 out. So Greenwell will come out for Pete Incaviglia. That's 2 RBIs as a pinch hitter. 283 on the replay. The Lone Ranger on the squad. 19 homers and 53 strikeouts. Cone deals. Struck him out. He tipped it, and there's 2 out. So Ernie Witt from the Blue Jays at 242, 13 homers and 40 RBI. And draws the walk. So Kirby Puckett. If I got a replacement, yep. Joe Carter coming in for Kirby Puckett. Carter at 299, 15 homers and 59 RBI. So Ripken and Gantner will come out. Carter, line drive to Lean, and that'll do it. Stretch time, 6-1 AL. Just getting all the subs in here. So as Brett Saberhagen warms up here in the 7th, 12-4, a 3.93 ERA, really high for an all-star of the era. 19 starts, 24 years old, fastball at 88, and a ground ball pitcher. So let's reset the defense for you. It's Incaviglia, a 4 and a 9 in left from the Rangers. Joe Carter from the Indians, an 8 and a 5 in center. Winfield from the Yankees, a 7 and a 7 in right. It is Gaetti, a 10 at third. Tony Fernandez in for Cal Ripken from the Blue Jays now, a 10 at short. Julio Franco from the Indians, a 5 at second, and George Brett at first. So it's Yount, Gaetti, Winfield, Brett, Incaviglia, Witt, Carter, Fernandez, and Franco. And all the position players are in for both teams. So Bonds at 265, 14 homers and 42 RBI. 6-1 American League as we start the 7th. Struck him out. Saberhagen on to chase an 0-2 fastball, 1 out. Bobby Bonilla is going to have to stay in the game. So Bonilla and Pena, because the bench, oh no, I got Van Slyke. Well, I got to get Andy in there at some point. But it probably won't be this time around. Bonilla 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Ground ball in the right field. Winfield will throw it back in, and Bobby Bowe is the 4th hit for the National League. Here's Will Clark at 293, 13 homers and 50 RBI. How you doing, Mr. Waterfield? You'll be happy to know that Matt Noakes has one of the 3 American League home runs tonight in a 6-1 effort. Clark draws the walk, so first and second, and there is some stirring in the National League dugout. Here's Jose Lind hitting 288, 3 triples, a homer, and 32 RBI. Saberhagen deals. Little number down to Gaetti. They might get just trying for 1 to throw to Brett, and Lind is retired. Clark and Bonilla move up. 2 out for the Wizard, hitting 250, a home run, and 29 RBI. So 2 out. Clemens, by the way, gave up the lone run for the American League in the 4th. Alan Anderson started it to Kirk Gibson, who had to be even cheered here in Cincinnati. Pitch to Ozzie Smith. Base hit left field. Bonilla will score. Incaviglia will throw to the plate. Witt is there. Here comes Clark on the throw, and Will is in there. It's a 6-3 ball game. For Tony Pena, who's 0 for 2. So a long inning for Saberhagen here in the 7th. But the National League has now cut the lead to 3. Saberhagen throws to first, and Ozzie's back. And now you gotta go. Witt will throw it down to Franco, and Ozzie has a steal. So the National League got a 2-out rally going here in the 7th. So Saberhagen, who was a darling of Kansas City when they were in first place earlier in the year, kind of lost the bid a bit. Pitch to Pena. Base hit left field. Incaviglia will pick it up. Ozzie's gonna what? What's he gonna do? Gonna round third and score, and it's 6-4. So here's Eric Davis. He's 0 for 1. What a bad inning for Saberhagen here. Pitch to Davis. Into left center. Back goes Carter. And this game is tied. Eric Davis has homered. The Red at Riverfront has made it a 6-6 ball game. That, oh yeah, as the Swedish chef would say, Vertidur. Brett Saberhagen has coughed up a 5-run lead here in the 7th. My goodness, and it was a Red that did the damage. And so Tom Kelly has no choice. Well, he's going to pitch to Howard Johnson. So all the work, unsub, all the work that Anderson and company did, my goodness. So here's Hojo. Ground ball to Franco, over to Brett. And my, oh my, how about that? 5 runs on 4 hits and no errors. And the big home run from Eric Davis makes it a 6-6 game. So Cone's day is done. The Padres, the Padres, Mark Davis, 28 years old, fastball pitcher at 97. Yep, Mr. Saberhagen has indeed pooped the bed. Davis, 28, hard thrower at 97, ground ball plus pitcher. 4-3 with a 2.93 ERA, and we're pretty much out of position players. So it'll be Fernandez, Franco, and Yount to face Davis in a 6-6 tie here in the 8th. The Cat has joined us. Tony hitting 288, 4 homers, and 38 RBI. Davis starts his effort, ground ball left side, base hit. So if you thought this was done a while ago, Brett Saberhagen gets handed a wad of cash from Pete Rose, right? Here's Franco, Julio, the ageless one. And he's already 30 in 1988. Hitting 281, 7 homers, and 38 RBI. Gets away from Pena, and Fernandez moves up to second. So the go-ahead run in scoring position and a full count from Davis and nobody out. Pitch from Mark. Base hit left side. Fernandez does not have blazing speed and Bonds doesn't have a great arm. What are they going to do with Tony? Franco. Fernandez is going to score. The throw to Pena is in the zip code, but not in time, and the American League go up 7-6. Not an all-star game because we haven't gone with a starter since the 2nd inning. They're rated to go 75 pitches. So theoretically, you could get 5 or 6 innings out of a pitcher. But nope, Mike. That had nothing to do with it. They're rated for whatever. Robert Yount in for Paul Molitor, singled his first time up. 7-6 American League. What a ball game. Yount, slow ground ball to Clark. Will underhands it to Davis, and Yount is retired. So Franco moves to second. 1 out for Gaetti. You'll see in a minute because I got to put another starter. I think the only closer type for the American League is Lee Smith, and he would pitch the 9th. Gaetti is 0 for 1, taking over for Wade Boggs. Davis delivers. Ground ball past Bonilla, who gets a glove on it but can't make a play. So Bobby Bowe makes an error. So runners on the corners and 1 out for Winfield is 0 for 1. It's a number of pitches. And I suppose for an all-star game, Mike, you would just ignore it even if you were doing cards and dice anyway. Struck him out. Davis got him on an 0-2 fastball at 97. So 2 out for Brett, who's 0 for 1. He replaced Kent Herbeck. Davis deals. Got him. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. The American League pull ahead on 1 run and 2 hits in the air by Bobby Bonilla. After 7.5, it is 7-6 American League. So see, it's all on the pitch count there. I don't want to go with Smith yet. We will go with Frankie Viola from the Twins. And if the game does go extras, you got Langston and Storm Davis. So Viola, 11-5 on this season, 19 starts, an earned run average of 3 flat, 28 years old, fastball at 89, a ground ball pitcher. Andre Dawson struck out his first time up. Going to have an ad break for you in about 45 seconds. Pitch to Dawson. Struck him out. So 1 out for Barry Bonds, who struck out his first time up. Got him. So Viola's got a good morning and a good afternoon. Going to get Bonilla, who's 1 for 3. I don't have anyone else that can play third, so he's going to bat. Here's the pitch. Up the middle, a base hit. So Bobby Bo rounds first. Fernandez should have had it. And I'm watching my counter here. So a poor play for Fernandez. You know, he hadn't had a poor play all year. So Will Clark will step in. But for some of you, you're about to get an ad. Let me know when it runs, when it finishes, and we'll go back. 7-6 AL. Well, I don't know if we're done with the ads or not, but here's the pitchers. We started with Alan Anderson. Dave Steve went to third. Clemens gave up the homer to Gibson in the 4th. Gubiza a clean 5th. Candelaria a clean 6th. Then Saberhagen went through a box of Depends. That made June Allison happy. Okay. Says ads inserted. It may be where they insert when you watch on delay. Tom Browning now has no decision. He gave up the 3 homers in the 1st. Leary pitched an emergency inning, and Gooden. And the National League has been pretty quiet until Mark Davis gave up the run in the 8th. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So here we go. 2 out for Clark, who walked and scored. 7-6, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. American League hanging on. Clark, line drive to right, Winfield, but that will be caught by someone from Covington, Kentucky, and the count is full. Struck him out. Viola strikes out the side. On a full count fastball, we go to the 9th. No runs, a hit, no errors. The American League 7, the National League 6. So out goes Davis. In comes Randy Myers from the Mets. Myers is 0-3. He has made 25 saves. A 2.76 ERA. He's 26 years old. Fastball at 94. and a ground ball pitcher. 29 and a third innings, 20 hits, 4 homers, 9 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Van Slyke, if we get to Johnson's spot, that's where Van Slyke's going to go. Incaviglia struck out his first time up. Lee Smith warming for the Red Sox. It ran its course. And why win is the most useless stat in baseball, as Utah Mike points out, Brett Saberhagen is in line for the win. Incaviglia struck out his first time up. Got him again. Randy Myers got him on 3 straight strikes, 1 out. So here's Ernie Witt. Ernie walked his first time up. Got him. So Myers is fan 2. A 1-2 fastball, and here's Joe Carter. This one turned out to be one heck of a ball game, didn't it? Pitch to Carter. Ground ball to Myers. First base side of the rubber. Throws to Clark. And it's a 1-2-3 ninth for the American League. All right, cardiac time, kiddies. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 8.5, it's American League 7, National League 6. So the American League does have 2 pitchers left. They will go with Lee Smith. You're ready, Dave? All right. Lee Arthur, 4-6. 34 appearances, 17 saves. He's blown 4. 31 years old, fastball at 94, and a ground ball pitcher. Let me make sure. Yep. It's Leaned, Smith, and Pena to face Smith here in the 9th. Leaned is 0 for 1. To Fernandez, over to Brett. 1 out. So the National League 1 to tie and 2 to win. And here's the Wizard. He had 2-run single when he came in the 7th. So the former Cub, who actually in that 87 All-Star game we were talking about a while ago, reached base. When he ran the bases, Lee Smith, he actually had to use Tim Raines' helmet because he didn't bring one. So he's running around in a Montreal Expos helmet and that dark blue Chicago Cubs uniform. Pitch to the Wizard. Slow ground ball to Franco. Over to Brett. And we're down to the last chance saloon. So we'll take the chance. And if the game is tied, Andy Van Slyke will make his catching debut because he's it. He hit .304 in the replay so far, 15 homers and 55 RBI. And so on this comfortable night in Cincinnati, what a comeback for the National League. And then the American League put the exclamation point on in the 8th. Smith deals. High fly ball, right center field, and it's gone! A 2-out pinch hit home run for Andy Van Slyke. And the National League has tied this game at 7. An absolute no-doubter into the second deck in right field. Nutty is the word. Gardner predicted 14 innings. Gardner's going to catch. Andy Van Slyke is going to have to catch. He's it. Good luck. And so a 2-out solo homer has tied this game. So here's Eric Davis. He homered in the 7th. So Saberhagen can't get the win. Charles Nagy had a Rangers helmet when he hit in 92, I'm being told. So let's see. So Smith can't save it. Pitch to Davis. Base hit right left center field. Davis digging for 2, and the winning run is on. And so now it's Howard Johnson. I didn't think we'd get to Hojo. That's why I used Van Slyke. I wanted to use the hitter. So here's Hojo. The winning run on second in a 7-7 tie. Hojo is 0 for 2. Popped up. Franco. And the band plays on. We've played 9. And Andy Van Slyke, you're going to be a catcher, son. Your home run has tied this game at 7. So Doug Drabeck, the last pitcher for the National League. That's why we save him. So 75, he could go 4 or 5 innings. I'm sure that's what Jimmy Leyland wants. Drabeck, 26 years old, fastball at 87, 9-2, an earned run average of 406. 119 and 2/3, 120 hits, 10 homers. He's walked 29 and struck out 78. There's nobody left on the National League bench. Everybody's in. Tony Fernandez singled and scored in the 8th. So we can't have a tie. We'll play this out. Slow ground ball to Ozzie. Over to Clark. 1 out. I thought this was over at 6-1, to be honest. So here's Julio Franco, who singled and drove in a run. Yeah, the 88 team, lots of buckos. Right now they got 3 in the game. You got Bonds in left, Bonilla at third, Drabeck on the mound and leaned at second base. That's what happens. They're second in the East behind the Mets. And Van Slyke behind the plate. The 2008, that was the one at Yankee Stadium, right? I fell asleep. Pitch to Franco. Ground ball, left side, base hit. And so the go-ahead run is on. That's the 15th hit for the American League. 7 runs, 15 hits, no errors. It left on 9. The National League, 7 runs, 10 hits, and error, and they have left on 4. 2002 was a 7-7 tie. Nope. Now, Van Slyke's going, don't make me throw to second. Don't make me throw to second. Robin Yount, 1 for 2. Drabeck throws to Clark, and Franco's back. They're laughing now. Franco's going, oh yeah, let me at him. I've never been to one in real life, Mike. I bet some people have. Yeah, 2002 was the tie. There goes Franco. Van Slyke throws down the lean, and it goes into center field. So Franco's on third. And now you're walking out to face Gaetti. So the National League setting up for the double play. Well, can you blame someone who probably hasn't caught since backyard catch? Gaetti 0 for 2. Drabeck bears down. Fly ball, left field. Bonds will make the catch. Franco goes back and tags, and the throw gets put in the infield, and it's 8-7 American League. By the way, Dawson, Bonds, and Bonilla. 2 out for Winfield. Dave is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Yount graciously does not steal, and the inning's over as Winfield strikes out. So Lee Smith will not pitch. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning here at Riverfront. The air is huge as the run scores. American League 8, National League 7. So it is Lee Arthur that's going to get a chance to get the win, and it's going to be Seattle's Mark Langston who gets the chance to get the save. He's 9-3, a 3.35 ERA, 19 games, 28 years old, fastball at 95, and a fly ball plus pitcher. So Dawson's 0 for 2. Yeah, we're only on YouTube tonight, so thanks a bunch. So Dawson has struck out twice. Bonds, Bonilla, and Clark. So once again, 1 to tie and 2 to win. Fly ball, right center. Carter, 1 out. Don't feel bad for Andy Van Slyke. That home run, that's right out of the natural, for goodness sakes. Here's Barry Bonds. He has struck out twice. Langston probably hasn't had a save since college. Deals. Struck him out. So last chance saloon for Bobby Bonilla, who is 2 for 4. He singled twice and struck out. I'm not sure who you'd give the MVP to. Bonilla, left field, well hit. Incaviglia, American League wins. What a finish. So 4 out, it's a 404. It didn't really count. Who do you give the MVP to? Franco had the winning run. So 8 runs, 15 hits, and no errors for the American League. They left on 10. 7 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for the National League. And they left on, for the computer gives it to Greenwell. It was Franco who gave them the lead in the 8th. And it was Gaetti's sac fly that ended up winning it in the 10th. I think you're going to have to share it. I think you got to give half of it to Van Slyke just for that home run. I mean, a 2-out home run to tie it off of Lee Smith. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. So Lee Smith, by the way, gets the win and blows his 5th save. And Langston picks up his 1st save, probably ever. Doug Drabuck unfortunately takes a loss on the honor and run. I'm going to give it to, it's a shared MVP, Greenwell and Andy Van Slyke. Or we'll give it to Langston. Crazy. Earned run average of 630. Well, all-star games are that, and they are just absolutely nuts. And this game was all that in a bag of chips. I was trying to think today, as I was getting ready to do this, if there had been an all-star game that I actually remember doing. I remember the World Series and the playoffs and all that, but I can't remember ever an all-star game that I went, isn't that incredible? Then it was 6-0 in the 4th inning. I'm going, well, at least the inner 16-year-old is happy. There you go. What a ball game. Poor Andy Van Slyke. At least he hit the home run. I'm Ron Juckett. We're back with baseball with you on Monday for, I believe, a doubleheader from Wrigley Field, Dodgers and Cubs. We're taping an episode of Digital Dice tomorrow. Have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Have a great night.